detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
What's up? Put that phone away, Dustin. It's time to work.
I am putting it on Do Not Disturb. That's what I was trying to get to. What's up, big dog?
Oh, it's Friday, man. I don't know how we make it through some of these weeks. What? His chair's not working the way it's supposed to.
I gotta slide it forward, man. Okay. Yeah. So what about Friday?
I don't know. I don't know how we make it to Friday each week. You know, sometimes you go through so much craziness,
bro.
Right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we just sort of pop up over here, and we got a show to put on.
We do, man, and it's such a little break in the monotony, and you know what? As hard as it is to get in here and do this every Friday, it's a little bit of a relief.
Yeah.
It's fun. It kind of gives you time.
You miss me.
I missed you.
It's like once a week you just get to chat it up with Nick and have a good time.
Yeah, man. I let you make fun of me and all the good stuff.
Talking about making fun. Have you seen those memes on Facebook?
Oh, dude, you're famous, man. You're going viral.
We're now the official meme of detailers on May 10th.
Did you see the challenge Chris DiGiovanni made? Now that's hilarious. $300. He's giving away. This is how much he believes in you, Nick. $300 to make the best meme.
I made a couple for Chris. I made a couple for you. I made sure that you guys were represented well in the challenge.
I'm sure. I think it's funny, man. Chris is such a good guy over at Detailers Roadmap. He's a good friend of ours, all of ours. And he's got such a quirky personality. That's
a guy that has fun every day. You know what? You got to strive to be like Chris and just have some fun every day.
Man. How do I get a part of that? Like, how, my stuff's all work.
Are you not having fun today?
Yeah. Actually, we are, man. We're finishing up the week strong. I actually, I've got a little bit of work this weekend, but I'm planning on taking some time off, hit the boat on Sunday, maybe for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Go chill. We've been on like probably a 2-month, little sprint here where there's not been any off time whatsoever.
It's a blur for 2 months. Do you remember March and April?
I remember pieces of it. I remember the parts you don't want.
The important part. It's like the quick notes there.
Yeah, you do, but man, we have so much going on. I mean, with the company, with buying IGL, and then the boat show, and then Easy In, and most people don't know, but we've actually acquired a couple other companies too. We're starting a second retail location. We bought a climate controlled storage facility, and warehouse,
and not just any storage facility, climate controlled.
Climate controlled, yeah. I mean, it's just the real deal. It's 50-something units in there,
yeah.
And it goes along with our storage here at Easy In, and which we're boat and RV storage out here. Easy Inside. So Easy In and the word side. So like Easy Inside.
Well, I call those like projects, right? You plan for that work. You know what I mean? You put that on your plate, but when you start completing, not that you're done, you know what I mean? But when you start like, okay, hey, contract's done. We're implementing now. We're working and doing, instead of the bigger overarching project.
Yes.
What does that summer, fall look like for the Dustin Jackson? Now that the big projects are.
Yeah. I mean, it's implementation. I mean, let me tell you. I'll tell you look at
the notes he's got.
There's nothing on here.
Get your props out of here. He's got him upside down.
I'll tell you, like I told our staff in a management meeting, it was a Monday, I think. And, the ideas were flowing. And I said, listen, I said, ideas are a dime a dozen. And I said, I got more than anybody here. I said, ideas are worth that much without implementation. So it's one thing to have it. It's one thing to have, these ideas and these plans and these dreams and aspirations, but they mean absolutely nothing if you can't implement, if you can't make a plan, see it through, cross the nose, because there's no's at every corner. I mean, like literally getting a phone system in the climate controlled storage. There was 3 things that stopped Katie today from getting a phone system. And I said, no's not an option. We will have phones at the end of this day. Figure it out, and that's what you have to do. And Chris can attest to that. We don't take no for an answer. No's not an answer.
You're going through walls. You're going through walls, concrete walls every day.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like there's an excuse for anybody that wants to listen, but that doesn't get things done. So what spring and summer looks like for me, or summer and fall look like to me is implementation. It's now we've got our goals in front of us, and you got to go, knock them out, and it gets hard.
So for those detailers listening, right, and they've got these walls in front of them, and they got the goals for the summer, whether that's just a financial goal or adding a van or moving to, right?
Yeah.
What are some of those things that you say to help get you through those walls? You know what I mean? Because some are harder than others.
They're relentless pursuit, man. You got to believe in whatever you're doing, and you cannot be willing to accept anything less than that. So, but to make a checklist, I don't know if Chris can pull up our Trello board, but I'll share you how we handle projects. And this is a free app, by the way. You can use this. So if you have an intention of getting a van, and that you got to go, get the funding, find the van, find the wrap, find the skid that you're going to put in there, find the equipment. All these are tasks that go along with this project. The project is getting the van, but that's not it. There's a lot of insurance, whatever. All these are tasks inside of the project. And so we create a project in our Trello board. He's going to show you the screen right now. And then there's tasks created. And with a team of our size, you can see here. And there's a little bit of stuff in here that's a little bit. You can slide across the screen, and you can see each. Oh, you go back. No, you're good. I didn't mind you sharing it. But I just didn't want to zoom super in, because some of it is private stuff, but you can see it here. And if you slide across the screen, you can see all the different projects. And then inside of that, there you go. Keep sliding. These are all projects going on. And then if you scroll down a column, those are tasks inside the projects. And those little tags out beside them are people that are running that task. So we use this is how we do big things. We break down projects by the tasks that are used to create them. And so you got to have some sort of system in place. And if you don't need anything that robust, say it's just you. And in my job, I said I was going to get a van this year, and that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm doing it on a piece of paper, and I'm saying, okay, I'm writing down everything I think I need to do to get this van. Yeah. And I'm going to start, calling the bank. Okay, well, now the bank needs my tax returns. The bank needs my deposit. The bank needs my, these things. Okay, I'm writing it down. Bank needs proof of insurance. All right, writing it down. Yeah. All right, so now I'll go to my CPA. Hey, I need the last 2 years of my tax returns. And I'm crossing these things off the list. All I'm doing, I'm not even thinking about the van. I'm thinking about each task that's got to be done, and I'm checking that shit off the list.
I like that. Again, the Trello, I've used it before. It gets a little crazy with all those cards, so power to you for keeping them organized.
It's a full-time job. It's a full-time job keeping up Trello. I'm literally adding things to Trello at this moment. There we go, Matt. Love it. I love Madison. She's awesome. Madison and Brooke kick ass.
Madison loves Trello, right? It's just
she does, because let me tell you, before Trello, that shit was all right here.
Yeah, it just text like, "Oh, hey, is that done?" And she's right.
Yes, and you want to talk about make staff mad? It's like when I come in and just let it all go. Like, here it all is.
Yeah,
but it's not effective. It's scary for everyone in the room. It's it is. But all that shit stays up here, and it does that for a lot of detailers. And you look at the things that we're doing, and like, oh man, well, I'll just do it this way. It's all just projects with tasks. That's it.
Maybe I'll give the Trello a second try. You know what I mean? Yours looks so nice and organized. Mine was a mess.
Look, like I said, I used to keep it all upstairs. And one night I got home and I said, I can no longer do this. I can no longer think about this shit all the time. So I sat down and I just started laying it out. Boom. And it's actually what you saw there is divided by company. Those are companies.
Yeah.
And then every
project.
Yes, that's right. So it's not like that was one board with project. That's all the companies. And then under each company are tasks and projects that are going on. I mean, everything is in there. And it's so funny. So Mike Carlin's my partner with IGL, and he's about the most untech savvy person I think I've ever met. Not really ever met, but
no, don't throw Mike under the bus like that.
So we start implementing Trello and all these other our CRMs and all this stuff, communication. And he all he wants to do is he wants to Facebook message me. Yeah. And I'm like, bro,
Not even text, just Facebook
Look,
message.
funny story. Him, Joel, and Jeff. Okay, so this is how they have their meetings. This was
Yeah.
staff meetings. Was Facebook Messenger call.
Oh, really? Why?
I swear, I don't know. I check my Facebook Messenger and
No.
like,
So
come
funny.
on.
I don't think I've ever made a Facebook Messenger call.
Dude, I've done more Facebook messaging calling in the last 3 months, but it just goes to show you they saw, they did what they knew to solve their problem. But so we're getting Mike all involved in this stuff, and he calls me this morning. We're on our little early morning meeting, and he's like, "Man, I'm looking at Trello and I see these green cards and I can't click anything." And he's like, "I don't know what's going on here." He's like, "I see somebody made a comment, and we use that to communicate." So like, if you text me something about a project, I say, go send it in Trello.
Put it in Trello. Yeah.
So that way other people see it.
Yeah.
That way, when you need to answer that question again, it's there.
Yeah.
and so it's so funny, man, getting him brought up to speed on this technology and how big teams operate. It's a challenge.
No, but it's a good time.
Fun.
And again, putting a process in place like that, you know what I mean? That's there to help and make it more efficient. Like you said, that's as simple as it comes. So anyone listening that's struggling with doing the work and the marketing, right? You've got all the accounting, you can now use something like Trello or Excel or just some sort of software to help sort of organize your tasks and try and, do them in an efficient manner.
No, I love that you said Excel too. I mean, it can be basic, guys. Like it doesn't have to be this robust and sure don't have to be paid for. Man, there's so much free software out there. Trello is free up to so many users. But basically just get it out. Like if you have projects like within your company, like you mentioned, marketing and sales, and you could divide it up by that and say, what is it that I need to do on a daily or a weekly basis? A lot of guys think they have so much to do that they don't do anything. And
ready paralysis by
analysis.
That's one of yours. That's one of your quotes there.
And so like the thing is in reality, if you plan it out, your marketing could take you an hour a week or 2 hours a week. So really, do you not have time, or do you just not have a plan? And if you
plan in the process, because you can be like, okay, and just sit there and be like, I'm going to do marketing. Okay, what am I going to do?
Where do I start? Yeah. And then you get overwhelmed and you're like, screw this. But if you plan it out, say marketing consists of 3 posts a week, and then also I'm going to do a live, or I'm going to do this, and you put that card in Trello and you put an expiration date on it when it pops up. It's like, oh, okay, I got to do my live today. What am I going to do it on? And then, in that Trello card, you can put topics and you can just pick one. And
I don't know if the podcast is on the Trello, but if it says maybe Dustin gets.
I was going to add it, and I was like, you know what? I do not want to drive Nick crazy on this, but I absolutely. I think I even put it on there and then hid the card. Actually,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Per our contract. I think this is our contract.
This is the contract there. I think it's the backside.
This is Nick's contract.
You remember the picture where you drew me with the hair? That's the contract.
It is.
Oh God!
We'll be here on Fridays for 30 minutes.
Find a way.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I love this conversation because I do know that as an entrepreneur, you have so much on your mind, and we carry it all up here. Most of us, that's why you end up kind of in this state of not fun to be around, and because you're just turning this stuff over, and if you put it in plan and kind of simplify things a little bit, if you can start to pre-think and lay things out in a method where you can use it and create checklists and a little bit of a process like you mentioned before, I think you'll realize that you have plenty of room to do more. I was on the phone with a guy a while ago, and he was telling myself and Madison, we were talking about CRM, and he said, I just don't have time for setup. I own 3 businesses and I just don't have time for any of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 3, that's cute. I mean, I know, and I know the guy's busy, but in reality, you're talking about something that, and if you're listening, Dave, I love you, and that, I mean, it's a joke, but I tell you that, like, if you're that busy where you don't have time to implement something that could change the trajectory of your business, then you may be focusing on the wrong portions of your business, or you may not be doing enough time blocking to where you can spend some
That's
time
the point right there.
on your business instead of in your business. And these things will create time. CRMs and project management tools will create time on your calendar. A little bit of time spent setting them up saves a lot of time when you they're not using them, period. Dave, I hope you're not mad, Dave.
Don't be mad, Dave.
Don't be mad, Dave.
I know you brought up the CRMs. I think that's another sort of cool thing, you know what I mean, that I know you do excellent and I do not do very well. Because it's just, again, it is that implementation of it. Now we do bits and pieces of it, but getting a whole process around a CRM, you know, I think that's something that I think a lot of detailers need. And a lot of detailers need help understanding.
Here's the reality is they're all doing it anyway. Like when people think, oh, what the hell is CRM? I don't need that. I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Yeah, you're right. You're doing exactly what that software will do, but you're doing it manually and you're forgetting half the shit.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. Like you're already doing that. You're already texting your customers. You're already following up. The chances are you're only following up when you need the work.
Yep.
You're only waiting to, tell somebody something when you need it right then. The only thing a CRM does is it does it consistently all the time, and it never calls in sick and it never forgets. It does
sometimes, there could be, what if
it may have a bug. And we're not talking about Detail Bookie specifically. Okay. Detail Bookie, you're able, OrbisX, RoadFS, in no specific order there. They all have basic CRM capabilities. However, I did just see a little feature release with You're Able. Look like they may be doing some chat or something like that. And I love that. I love their product release. Looks great. Or feature release. But they all have basic CRM capabilities. And what I mean by basic means it'll send some appointment reminders. It'll send an appointment confirmation. It's going to follow up with a Google review request. And it may do a little bit of Detail Bookie does estimate follow-up. So if you don't book the estimate, these are basic communication.
And think before, let's say you don't even have one of those, right?
Yeah, so, right.
Then you're not doing any of the basics. At least get the basics started.
Yeah, that's right. You're talking about 5 or 6, 7 messages for a customer's lifespan is about what you're going to get through a basic CRM. That means, send them an estimate, send them an appointment confirmation, send them an appointment reminder, send them a job status, and then send them a thank you. That's it. Okay. That's it summed up. You would do that on the phone, and chances are you probably did do that on the phone. You were, hey, don't forget, I'll be there in the morning. Oh, send you a picture. That's a job status report. Oh, thanks for your business. If you have time, go check out my Facebook, blah, blah, blah. You're doing that. They're doing that by hand at best now. So these softwares, we built these softwares with basic function. So that way you can automate that stuff, but then there's more. But wait, there's more. And when we talk about a true CRM, we talk about deeper communication. So we talk about things that, like, once a job estimates go older than so many days, just that further communication, or maybe a job, canceled status. So when job canceled, like nudging that customer to get that job back on the books. Or even like after, this is a big one that we're focusing on right now is retention. So I spent money in marketing to acquire a customer. That's customer acquisition, right? I spent money to get that customer in the door. You do it every day. You buy business cards, Facebook ads, blah, blah, blah. Customer comes in. You've paid for that customer, $10, $5, whatever that may be. All right. You do the business. You let that customer go, and you wait to hear back from them. So,
and you can do the basic CRM stuff, right? You just say thank you and say Google review and all that other stuff. And then and then that's where it ends.
It ends. It ends right there. So you paid $10. Your customer $10 for that customer. He don't come back. That's what it was, $10. If you use a CRM and we continue to nudge that customer every so often with an email, with a text message, with a phone call, with a checking in, with a how you doing, and it is not salesy, by the way. We are not trying to ask for the sell every time we communicate to customers. Sometimes we're adding value, like, hey, if you get a bug, splatter on your car, wipe it off with this. We're giving information. We're helping this customer along. We're asking for a referral. We're offering a special promotion. We're doing these things all along the way in efforts to retain that customer and get that customer to book another job. Because guess what? When they book another job, that original money that you spent to get that customer, It's cut in half.
Cut in half.
So now it's $5.
Yeah.
And the next time it's $2.50. And the next time it's whatever, $1.75.
Yeah.
5 cents, whatever that number is. $1.25. Okay, thank you. And then 75, and then 32.50. 32 cents. And so you see what happens. It is an efforts to drive that in. It is cheaper to keep the customer. Just like a wife, it's cheaper to keep them. So a CRM, not in my case, a CRM is built for that. That's the stuff that you're not doing. The reason you said, oh my gosh, we don't do a great job at it. The reason most people don't do a great job at it is because of the fear of setup. Well, I don't know how to send them 100 messages, you know? And so, you know, having someone to work with that can help you set that up, those things are already done. Like you don't come up with that stuff. Go ahead.
And you got to think every business, right? Whether you've been there 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Now let's talk about the database of customers, right? That you've got, and that you've got their emails, you've got their phone numbers, you have their data. And I don't know, I used to have this fear, maybe someone else did, of like, hey, I don't want to bother these people, right? I don't want that to come off the wrong way. I don't, like you said, nudge them, not be pushy.
No, you're right.
So what's the worst thing that happens? They send a stop and you take
They
them
opt
off,
out.
right?
They opt
out. But what's funny is the percentages game. That's all you're playing. You have a percentage. You have 1,000 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people, right? Are you getting recurring business from the CRM software of 5%, 10%? It's just a number.
Would Amazon not do it if it didn't work?
Yeah.
Think about it. You're talking about billion-dollar companies that do this every day, and they make billions of dollars doing it. Detailing can as well. You know, and listen, let me tell you about this. You think about, all right, think about when it comes time to sell your business. You can't do this your entire life. All right. You can't polish cars until you're dead. I guess you could, but who wants to, right? You could, but who wants to? At some point, the decision is going to be made. Either you pass it down to your family, your kids, or you sell it. All right. When you go to sell it, something of value needs to be there. So all we do, you know, this is called good faith. Like, hey, I got this business here and it generates this amount of money. I want to sell it to you. But if you have a database of information, you say, this is my 10,000 customers. This is the communication. This is how you'll step right into the operation. This is how you'll know every penny that I've made. All that information sits right here at your fingertips. How much easier is it to sell that than the good old boy method where it's, you know, I got it wrote down on a napkin over there at the desk. You can call him back if you want to. I never do that because I don't want to bug the customer. You're not getting pennies for that business.
And I know everyone does most like Google Calendars or different things, but again, we were old school. We had our appointment book. I would go to FedEx or whatever and get that appointment book and write that down. And I would have these books with appointments from 10 years ago.
I have binders. I have binders of tickets by month.
Oh, yeah. The little tickets that you rip off, the yellow and the white, and they would get a yellow, we'd get a white. We would, and then put them on the thing that could stab your hand.
Yep, absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
And so think about that, how far advanced we are. Now we're putting tickets in a computer system that will text our customers, and then we can even go a step further with that. And I think that the idea is that people should not be intimidated by things they don't know. You did not know how to run a polisher at one point. You figured it out. You bought the polisher, you plugged it in, you squeezed the trigger, you burnt some paint, you figured it out not to do that shit again. You bought some pads, you bought some polishers, you learned it some more, you've used it for 6 years, and now you're a professional.
Yeah.
Software is no different. You buy the software, you set it up, you screw it up, you call me, we fix it.
I was gonna say, get Dustin on speed dial. You call him, set up a Zoom,
and then you use it for 6 years, and you're a professional. Next thing you know, you're on Detail for Money saying, "This by far is the best software ever."
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal for a lot of people.
That's what happens. That's what happens when we take.
And that work, that implementation, right? We had those tickets over the last from 5 years. We couldn't even read some of the names, some of the numbers. But we went in and we inputted all of them into Detail Bookie.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, well, when you have someone that can sit there on a rain day and just input everything.
Absolutely. Because there's value in that.
Yep.
The value is the information, the data.
And you know what? I know we're not going to tease anything, but you know, maybe one day we'll be able to reach out to those customers in the Detail Bookie, right?
One day. Detail Bookie CRM. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
One day.
That'd be magical. Yeah.
Is it one day or day one? Do you think it's on my Trello board?
I I wonder if your lunch is on Trello. You know, what do you have? You know, how itemized do you get Trello going?
You sharing it? It's on there. You can't. I see it from here.
What color is it? What color is it?
It's blue. It matches detail booking. So you got a detail booking. You got a detail booking project, and you got. That's it.
Let me ask you this, just in general, because I know you've got a little more advanced CRM side. What are sort of some of those just automations, we'll call them, that EasyN does to give people some ideas of like, hey, these are some automations that we use for our from our CRM to keep that retention going. And then I could sort of say a couple that we do.
All right. So I'll tell you kind of the campaigns that we do. Estimate follow-up deep, 40 plus days. So we go deep into estimate follow-up. If you could
break that down a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, it's buy or die. Okay. We're going to text you every so often or call you. And if you get an estimate with us, you're either going to tell us you want the job or you don't want the job till we're not going to be done contacting you.
So like it's going to send them a message one day out or 1 hour later. And then the next day they're going to get a follow-up call.
Yeah. Then it may be 3 days later, we're going to send you a text. And maybe 3 days later, it's going to send an email. And maybe 2 days later, we're going to send our ebook. And maybe 3 days later, we're going to send you a DIY video. Maybe 2 days later, we're going to send you another call. Maybe 3 days later, we're going to send you
anyone listening, that sounds crazy, right? But think of this one thing. They went and wanted to do an estimate. They went and put their information in it at some point.
They needed a detail. They would have done it if they didn't need a service.
Right. So now if they want to just be shy and they don't want to talk to Dustin, which I don't know why, he's very friendly. Right.
I'm a friendly guy.
They're going to keep that try and keep that communication lines open. They're putting all that effort, all that time for that process. And I think it's really smart. I really do.
The reason they didn't buy was a couple things. They got distracted in the purchase and forgot about it. The pain of something else superseded the pain of the detail.
Yeah.
They needed to check with the husband and wife. They needed to check with somebody else. And when they get ready, it's called primed for purchase. When it is time for them to make that decision, you better be the one.
You want to be the one that's
top of mind.
Third text message out.
He's been texting me for 2 weeks, man. I'm not gonna forget about him.
Yeah.
I have to go there now. You're ready to open your wallet.
Next thing you know, I think the one part you're missing on day 45, you go visit them at their house. Give them a knock.
I go eat dinner with them.
You go bring. You show up. Did you order a pizza?
What's for dinner, guys?
It's a detail. Who would be good to send on that? You think Madison would be good to be that, send from house to house?
Yeah, Madison's a rock star. She's
hashtag justice for Madison, right?
Yeah, don't start that shit.
So every time we say it, like 6 comments of just justice for Madison.
Yeah, I know. Here they come too. So we have that. We have a cancellation. If a job cancels or no shows us, they go into a campaign where we remind them that, hey, we're a company and we exist. What people get embarrassed by something like that, right? But we want to solve that problem for them. We say, look, it's no big deal. Things happen. We understand. Get us back on your schedule. We got time. And so we're reminding them to come on back. Come on back.
You know what we do? They no show on
blacklist us.
Disabled. Cannot even log in again. They're dead.
So there's times where we blacklist too. And rightfully so, right?
Shout out Detail Bookie for allowing us to do that, right? That's a great feature because you do have some people, you only have so much time in your schedule, Dustin.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't want to set you guys up for failure in that. If people are no showing you and causing issues, sometimes you got to fire a customer. Yeah. And that's absolutely the case. But if it's a general, if they truly, and especially if we're holding a deposit, we want to follow up with them to get them to use that again. So we don't want to take the money.
Do you deposit on everything?
We take deposits on any new customers, pretty much everything. I mean, our usual, like our regular customers, I couldn't think of the name of it. Regular customers, we don't ask for deposits, but pretty much everybody else we do. I want to get it to where everybody pays a deposit.
Okay. So the one thing that we don't do that, we only do a deposit for, the blacklisted people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Okay. Got you. Yeah.
So we're there. Like if we know that they've no showed or if they have a no show in the past, right? Because you can see that on their profile.
Absolutely.
$25 deposit. $50, whatever.
A little skin in the game. And you don't have to knock their heads off on deposit, by the way. A little skin in the game goes a long way.
We do the same thing on the dog grooming side. Same thing.
That little toothache you got is not as bad when you got $25 on the line or $50 on the line. You're like, I'm not going to lose that. I'll just, because they sometimes it's legit. Sometimes it's just they don't want to inconvenience themselves, so they're going to majorly inconvenience.
Cinco de Mayo. If you're canceling on Monday because Cinco de Mayo was Sunday,
right? Bring your
make sure I still
hungover
get
ass to my shop. We do retention efforts. So of course the standard review request, but once the job gets done, we want to nudge them about, coming back to see us. We want to give them aftercare instructions. We want to keep that conversation going, make sure we've done our part.
Yeah.
And so that's a deeper campaign.
Now, is that, like you said, the aftercare? Is that a video? Is that, you know what I mean? How complex are some of those? Because I know you got some great videos out there with some great
links. Yeah, we do. We have videos. We have links to pages that, ebooks that we've written, or eDocs that we've written.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything. Sometimes it's just text within the text. And sometimes it's funny. Oh, and then we have our general marketing campaigns that just go out every couple of weeks as a text, and Brooke usually runs most of those. And we try to stay creative. We try to stay fun. We try to stay lighthearted.
Yeah.
She said, send us the joke of the day and you receive something. Bro, that was a mistake. There was all kind of jokes.
People want stuff,
all kinds of jokes came in. And I'm like, who would send that? Like, who would text that? But
that's how you get to know your customers a little bit. You get to know them on a deeper level.
In reality, it's no different than social media. Okay, so when a carrier, Verizon, AT&T, and if they see you sending all these messages out with zero response, they start to filter how much you can send. They'll start to call shadow ban your messages. So some people get it, some people don't. So when you ask for a response, it shows engagement. And so it helps your credibility score to not look like spam. And so, because if people are responding to your messages, it seems like two-way communication. Yeah. And that's welcomed, and spam is not welcomed.
Gotcha. You see, learn a little bit about the messaging side. Yeah. That's your nugget. That's your Dustin nugget for the day.
I thought I was going to get a good one today. I've been roughing it lately.
You've been busy. You've been busy, man.
Been busy, but it's a good busy. It's a good busy. I would always make time for my CRM though. I bought a climate controlled storage business a couple months ago. The very first thing I did was install a CRM.
I love when you say climate controlled storage. Why not just storage?
Because I already own storage, and it needs to be noted that it's different.
It's climate controlled. It just
easy inside. It's easy inside. Anyways, first thing we did was implement a CRM. It's basic communication. So what
was the CRM before you got there? Right?
Well, I said pen and paper. It was.
Was there a stack of just forms like waivers filled out for their storage?
Literally a clipboard with paper. When the people would pay, they would.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? No. No.
But a lot of people do that still. You know what I mean? Because that's when you're starting a business and you're not dumping a bunch of money into everything else, right? You're just trying to see it sink or swim. Proof of concept, right?
Would you compound a car by hand? I mean, people used to do it. It would work.
People used to do it. Yeah. I'll still get, in the little door jam, you'll be there compounding it by hand,
You'll make a phone call too outside of your CRM. But what I'm saying is technology improves, tools improve.
Yes, absolutely.
And the cost will offset it. I do not think that you go out and spend your last penny on a CRM. I think you should probably pay the power bill.
But right now is the busy time in the retail season, right? So people, you know what I mean? If you're doing right, your month was better than expected.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't take your pedal off, your foot off the gas.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And people think that every detailer that I talk to right now is out of control busy and their business is exploding. I said, what you do now is going to affect what you do in September, October, November, and December.
Yeah.
Put the things in place now that you're communicating to these customers, because you're going to need them again in 6 months.
Yeah.
All right. Because 6 months looks a little bare. And so if you go ahead and put these things in place now and the marketing in place now, while you got a little bit of money, maybe you don't have time, but you got the information that you need coming in.
That's when you got to make the time.
You have to make the time.
And maybe let's say you're mobile, you're doing 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means you do 9 to 4 and you put an hour of your schedule just for that, you'll make more in that 9 to 4 time block. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? By doing that.
Yep. So, no, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's really it's a necessity. And it can be as easy. Dude, there are free ones out there that will do basic function. So, you can be as easy and kind of user friendly or as complex as you want it. But like Nick said, I mean, we're not going to make any announcements here today, but just know we're full of
What are you
surprises.
trying to tease, Dustin? What are you trying to tease? Take it easy over there.
We're full of surprises.
You know what? It's just because you had the big announcement last week.
You know what I love? 3-letter names.
Yeah.
3 letters.
Okay.
I love it. Madison.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So cool, man.
Oh.
That's a good show. I mean, we took you around the block.
People some good stuff. Some good stuff to chew on for the week.
Yeah, don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed by software.
Don't be overwhelmed like Dustin.
Scott Barber, don't be a tease. Papa Joel wouldn't tease us. Yes, he would. He teased y'all for months. Look, they started tagging me in IGL stuff about a month ago. Mike Carlin did it, and like everybody's going like, "Why the hell are they tagging Dustin?" I'm sure there was tons of teasing going on, and I would put green check marks next to everything, and I think there was even some in the announcement.
Put these little Easter eggs out there, Dustin, trying to be sneaky.
So I learned that term the other day from Madison, Easter egg.
You didn't know it? Yeah.
No, I had no clue. And so Madison's like, I did some Easter eggs in our announcement, and nobody knows that. So this will be news to everybody. Like Joel and them too. Is she used Central Standard Time on our announcement. Everything IGL did was Eastern.
Yeah.
She'll kill me that I'm telling you this. She used the detail bookie font for the announcement text. And so I recognize, I'm like, God, that font looks so familiar.
You guys are font people over there. I couldn't tell you. No, I don't know what font is what.
So she dropped Easter eggs there. What other comments do we have out there, Chris? Anything? Justice for Madison. You already knew that shit was coming.
That's all there.
James Trout, justice for Madison. That's just ridiculous. Where's Billy Smith? He didn't drop us a line today.
You know what that tells you? People are busy today.
Friday was what's the weekend move? The weekend move is boat time with Mama. It's Mother's Day. Don't forget, boys.
Right? We're good. Let's give everyone that. Don't forget. You got 2 days.
Yeah. Hey, EasyAndOutfitters.com. Go over to EasyAndOutfitters.com. Pick her up a hat, shirt, or something like that. We got all kind of stuff.
You guys have a Mother's Day promo you want to drop?
No, we don't. Pay full price. No, I think there is. Go to Easy and I think there is something. I don't know. I don't run that show. No, EasyAndOutfitters.com. I think there is a promo. If you go to Facebook or something, there's a giveaway that we got going on. There's some things.
Yeah.
There's some things.
But you know what? Hey, look, everyone's going to be listening to this over the weekend. They're so busy. And then we're going to hit them with, put even more on your plate. Jump into that CRM, jump into that,
It's a little work. It's a little work now. Listen, it's a little work now, but I promise you the benefits are there and the structure's there and the organization's there. Don't be intimidated by it. It means customer relationship manager. It's simple. You're already doing it with your phone. You do it every single day. You text these customers. You're doing the things at about a 30 or 40% success rate when you can put it into a machine that will deliver it 100% of the times. So, simple as that.
Look at that. That's how you wrap up a show. Good stuff, Dustin.
That was easy. All right.
No, we're not getting one of those buttons. No.
That was easy. All right. That's it. We're wrapping it up.
We're like easy N. Just
yeah.
Easy. There you go.
CRM.
There you go.
Thank you. Great show.